thought the defense had a really good day. Thought they competed in the game. I think they need to play the run better. But the other parts of the game, I thought they did a really good job, competed very well. I think the offense matched the intensity. And the run game did a good job, but the other parts of it didn't match the intensity and the execution. I thought the defense had a really good day today.
What did you see when you went back and looked at the scrimmage?
I liked it. Ran the ball very well. I knew they did some nice games on third down, which I know we got to learn to pick up on offense, but they pass rush thing situation there. But I thought the offense ran the football very well. Very pleased with that. Some young guys competed in the game. Offensive line has got. I like where we're going there. I like the attitude there. I like where we're developing in there. And the young backs played well. Receivers didn't do a bad job. I thought Sean played well in the scrimmage. I thought he played really well. Go back and really evaluate. Smart decision with the ball, active with the ball, made good throws, made big plays. Thought he did a real nice job. Defensively, I thought Jalen played really well. Christmas, you see, getting better. I mean, those guys are nowhere where they need to be, but they're getting better in that regard.
Coach, you down to 2 scholarship linebackers right now?
Yeah, I believe so.
Have been for a while. And Rodera. Yeah. How has that had to alter what you do?
Nothing. Do everything that we do.
What is that opportunity like for those guys to maybe work their way into the rotation in the season if they?
Well, you're getting a lot of reps. They're getting all the reps and all the attention and getting good. Having to go with the ones, and it's great. I mean, we got Terex and Northrop out right now, and 6 out. So I mean, got all 3 of those guys out. But good thing they ought to be healthy in the fall.
Jimbo, tonight's the first night time you guys talked to Dalvin since the Rose Bowl. How has he kind of put that behind him? How have you seen him focused and?
I don't even think about it. I mean, that last season. He moved on. He's had a great off season. He's running. He made 4 runs a day. Were crazy good. He's playing lights out right now. He wasn't one I'm talking about on offense. He's been playing lights out and played it today.
Is he like at another level at this point?
Oh yes, confidence level, assignments, knowledge, everything. I mean, he's taking it. I've been extremely pleased with that.
A guy like that, are you trying to get him to improve on stuff? And if so, what is it?
Just reads and comfort zone and tempo and how to run the ball and understand your blocking schemes and what defenses and how they, and see you recognize what's going on in defense or how those runs or passes or they'll pick up. And he's doing a great job of protection too.
When you're recruiting guys, running backs especially, there's a lot of guys that can run fast and are good running backs across this country. What separates a guy like Dalvin from? Do you know when you're recruiting
instincts
him? He's
and
special.
toughness, and he did it at a high level, and he did it consistently. I mean, he's got great breakaway speed, but he's got strength. He got great balance, body control, and he's got that ability to. You see it when he can make the guy. He can make one guy miss as he's looking at the next guy. The guy in front of him usually never bothers him. He's looking at that second guy.
When you're watching his film, deciding if you're going to offer him or not, how long does it take? A couple minutes? A couple plays?
We knew about him for a while, and you watched 8 or 10, 12 plays. I mean, you saw him do some things. You said, wait a minute, this goes to the real guy, and you studied it, and it just keeps reaffirming what you knew.
You guys have kind of always rotated running back. If it's in the best interest of the team, would you be willing to have him carry 20, 25 times a game?
Well, he's going to carry 20, 25. He'll get his carries, but the other guys are too. I mean, they're going, because at the end of the day, you won't have nobody. At the end of the season, you got to have him healthy. That's great to have those first 5 games when this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. In certain games, he may get more touches, but he's going to get plenty of touches. I'm banking on that.
Is that a position where you traditionally get a lot of bumps and bruises just because of the nature of the
Always
beast?
Do. And you're picking up blocks, the way you're getting hit, 3 or 4 guys. And, it's great to do that, but, those days are far and gone. I mean, the game's too big, too fast, too physical.
Does it speak to his talent level that he's playing at such a high level given the changes in front of him on the offensive line?
I think the offensive line's playing great.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I really believe we're talented. I tell you what, right now, Wilson Bell is playing his tail off. I think Creamar is getting better. Rod's the one who was playing, he's starting to drop. He's got to pick it back up. But, I mean, we got a chance, and when Mavetti and them was out there and those young guys, and I thought Brock Ruber did a good job. We got a chance to be pretty good in the offensive line. I like our offensive line.
They surprised you with the way they've...
No, I mean, I knew they were there, but how quick they've gelled, yes. But talent-wise, no. I knew they were talented.
How are things going at center with regards to the offense?
Eberle's getting better right now. He's running 1, Martinez running 2s. He makes his mistakes and getting calls, but that's like playing quarterback as a freshman. I mean, there's a lot of things, but he does not back up. He goes 100 miles an hour and gets in there.
With Jalen playing well, how much does that benefit the receivers that are going up against him?
I'm going to tell you what, he makes them compete, and I was not pleased with our receivers today at all. Any of them. I thought they was very average. And but Jalen is at the top of his game every day, and I tell him, beat him in the ground. He'll embarrass him. Embarrass him if you don't want to.
Was Jalen always this intense since when he first walked in?
Since the day he ever walked in, Jalen's been that way. Walked in and said, day 1, I'm going to start. I said, if you're the best player, you'll start. Guess what? He did. And we had all returning guys in the secondary. I mean, he didn't care. That's what competitors do. That's what you guys always worry. Does it worry a recruit coming here that you got good play? If he's a real player, he won't even think about that. Like Jalen. Jalen walked in and said, I'm going to start day one.
As a coach, I'm sure that you love to hear
I
that.
love it because it brings a mentality. It sets a tempo. It sets a culture. You know what I'm saying? He's a tremendous. He's playing great, not only just physically but mentally. That's technique and great with his eyes right now, being very disciplined.
He seems like the kind of kid, and this isn't a knock, that doesn't care if he makes friends or not.
No. And that's why I want.
Yeah.
Ain't no friends out here.
Right.
Ain't no buddies out here. You're clean. You got a teammate. Hey, it's 0-0. It's you and your brother, you and your mother, you and your dad. It's 0-0. He's on the other team, and that's what I love. That's what I love about him.
Do you look for that in recruiting? You mentioned just the competitive nature because, I mean, you do that. I mean, like receiver class. The last 2 years in a row, you had the #1 receiver class in the country. It's hard to convince guys that you got a #1 class to come back again. Obviously, it's a certain kind of player that's looking for that.
Exactly right. Guys that aren't scared to compete, and then that's what Jalen is. I mean, those guys that they know they're good, so they're going. If they just do what they do, they're going to play. They don't worry about who you got. I've never been around a great player who ever asked what the depth chart was.
What do the receivers struggle with today?
Everything. Got the butts kicked. Didn't catch the ball, didn't run good routes, got beat up, didn't get off release, didn't get off press. Didn't make catches in the red zone on some good throws. Didn't have a good day. Stunk.
Jimbo, do you see a little Jalen in any new players out there? See a little bit of Jalen maybe?
Some. I think 3 I see it in. 8 at times I see it in. I mean, 9, excuse me. And now Frith and some of those linemen, some of the other guys are hurt. But I think that young group, that whole 8 of those guys, are in that same kind of mentality. I don't know to the level he is. We'll see in time. And with Jalen, you had to wait time because he wasn't even here yet when that happened. But I like all 8 of the guys that came in are not backing up. They have that go get them.
You mentioned those 2 JUCO guys on the line. How important is them to have a year to kind of soak everything up before being thrown out there?
That was critical because, I mean, then we got to get Bavetti back on the field.
Yeah.
But he is a talented big guy. He's got ability, and Kareem is really coming. I mean, those guys got a chance to be really, really good players.
Is Freddie Stevenson hurt right now?
Yeah, he got hurt in the scrimmage. Hyperextended leg, got a little bone in there. They're probably going to put a couple screws and be 4 to 6 weeks before he does anything. So he'll be back in the summer. Be fine.
Colton,
He was actually playing in a really good scrimmage too.
the fullback with Colton Planton, the walk-on.
Yeah.
What's his background?
Played fullback, running back. Came from the Naval Academy at the prep school or whatever. We'll move some of those tight ends back there and do that stuff too, like H-backs.